YouTube, what that stuff do, man. Know the famous motto, man. Go on over there, hit me with a thumbs up. Let me know I'm doing my stuff, man. And bless me with everything else, man, and help me upgrade this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the young homie asked me, he was like, we hear a lot of OGs on here, you know, telling about the gang life and shit. How motherfuckers was active and shit. But how was motherfuckers getting bread and shit? Like living and shit, you know? Driving and moving around, functioning. You know what I'm saying? You like, don't it take bread to bang and shit? So I was like, yeah, man, I got something I can twist up and kick, homie. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, myself, homie, I had a couple family members, homie, and then older big homies, dog, that kind of like laced me and instilled the hustle inside of me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Along with doing my thing out here in the streets. So back in the days, homie, it was kind of like easy to come up. You know what I'm saying? Because the drug game was different than what it is now and shit. So a motherfucker would be able to take any amount of cash and turn it into extra currency. You know what I'm saying? You could spend 10 with a homie back in the days and turn that 10 to 20, that 20 to 40, that 40 to 80, and then you start separating some for a stash and moving some to stay flipping, homie. And you know, a lot of us coming up at that times, you know what I'm saying, even though the rent was kind of like, you know what I'm saying, cheaper, way cheaper than what it is now, you know, parents were still, you know, trying to make ends meet and shit. So we wind up venturing to the streets along with the banging and mixed it with the hustle. Because once you start kind of banging and feeling a certain style and females is checking you out from having a certain type of style, you wanna hustle now to keep your appearance up, homie. Or are we hustling to keep clothes on our back to kind of go to school, homie? So anyway, to speed it up some, dog, you know, you got the hustle when you banging, so you making your bread, dog. And as time kind of sped up in the hood and you start advancing, you know what I'm saying, and your character of grinding and your mental state and shit, you know, we'll find customers that lived in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Or you a female that lived in the hood, homie, and kind of like sew you up a street, sew you up a block, you know what I'm saying? And take your hustle from there and shit, you know? So that's how that went, homie. So some of us that had like a advanced mind thinking skills, we'll get a customer, dog, that kind of was doing their thing, working and shit like that. And by us having a good style and a character and being able to relate, some of these people that was getting high and doing their thing, they wasn't no bad. All these motherfuckers wasn't just no bad motherfuckers. You know, and you can build relationships with some of these people, homie. They be just looking for friends the same way you looking for somebody as a friend and good in the hood, too. So you establish yourself like that, homie, as, you know, doing, you know, breaking them off and paying in order for you to have a spot and a location to reside inside the neighborhood and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was like your step. Once you start really getting going and having a female, you don't really want to be at mom's house and shit, and you trying to be independent. So that was your first spot, is with a customer inside the hood and shit, where you could start filtering and kind of regulating for yourself. And plus, when I was banging like over in the hood and shit, the way I thought, I didn't really want to be at my pad too much, young, and some bullshit jump off and repercussion off at my home and shit. So I always wanted to kind of be independent and thought having my own shit that take attention off my pad and shit out in the street, dog. Nigga didn't want to be banging and doing bullshit and a motherfucker low down you on your pad and shit and harm your family. So niggas in my generation, we kind of like filter out to be independent. You know, our minds was functioning way different than this generation is, homie. I don't know what the fuck happened. It seemed like they should be more progressed up, but unfortunately it's not. So we motherfuckers, we was out there at 13, 14, 15, 16, living adult lives and shit already and shit. So you'll step your game up in the spot, homie. You'll get the pan half and shit, living like that, hustling and shit. You know what I'm saying? And back then, the money would come a little bit faster than what shit come today and shit. So once you get stacking up, vehicles was way cheaper. Back then, you can go get a Caprice or a Cutlass or anything, homie, for under $1,000, $500, $600, $700. You riding, homie. So now you stand with a customer, homie. You stacking your bread up. Each hundred, I used to be like each hundred, homie. I ain't gonna lie, each hundred I used to throw 30 up. Get in the game with 70. 30 up, get in the game with 70. I kept doing that, homie. It be times, and then you buckle down, homie. You be like, homie, I ain't functioning, I ain't partying, I ain't doing shit. I'm sticking to the grind, homie, because you in this mode of trying to come up and shit. So now you, like I said again, I'm gonna take you back. You with a customer, you living, you donating a couple dollars and whatever else to keep you with a spot to reside at in the hood. You getting your bread, vehicles was cheap. So now you go grab you, now you riding through LA. You might be on Slauson and Gage. They used to have cars and shit. You sliding around and shit. You go get you a car off Slauson and Gage or something, homie. Now you got a vehicle to make your little moves, local little moves and shit and get extra places. Now you got the spot. And then you might have a little lady friend at that time you might be messing with. So she feeling you, she contributing. It was way different back then. A female contribute to a real nigga back then with no complaints. If they seen you like really in the game, really doing your thing, serious about your get down, they'll donate, homie. And in the same token, we'll be looking out. It wasn't like now where female expect the constant lookout. The lookout, you know, the female that was hanging with you, hustling in the spot, she'll be getting blessed periodically with different shit, because you got people coming through selling all kind of shit, jewelry, this, that. So a female that was rocking with you, she was coming up periodically on different shit, and she liked to live that good life with you, that street life, and you know, pick up on the game and shit. And then from there, you know, if you really serious about your get down, homie, and if you can handle it yourself, you know, a lot of us was grabbing singles, studios, and one bedrooms on our own for a minute, homie, and grinding and handling our business and shit, homie. And then as the rent, you know, probably start picking up a little bit more. Homies was piecing up on spots, grinding out of spots, getting money and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then as time kind of, you know, you might go to jail, take a fall and shit, and then you got to come back out and reestablish yourself. Whatever block niggas on and shit, you might not be inside the spots. You might got to be, niggas used to call it shortstop, homie. You'll be in the cut, rebuilding yourself up, picking up from where you left off at, not functioning again, hustling. You in the cut, and you know what I'm saying? That's what it was, homie. And then we start, then like I say, homie, niggas start knocking females, homie. You know, and kind of back then too, you know, females was, you know, feeling dudes and more supportive back then. A nigga could damn near meet a female today as a Monday, homie, and fuck around and then moved in that Friday, homie, and that's how quick a nigga can be back on his feet, back cracking, back moving, back doing his thing, homie. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a short kick up, man, on how we was, you know, motherfuckers was like serious, was fumbling like paper, homie. And you gotta play with that paper, because that paper, just say you need a heat out here, hate to say, to protect yourself. You gotta have your bread. You can't be running to another nigga to fund you, homie. You know what I'm saying? And back then, niggas kind of didn't mind looking out, you know, here and there, homie. But you want to have your own because you don't want to be running to a nigga. Nigga be looking at you like, oh, this nigga post like he hell of a, but this nigga need to bar this or this nigga need to do this. So once you start building up a character and a style about yourself, dog, that's what you want to stick to, dog. You don't want to deviate from that. So a lot of us start mixing these solid gangster hustling styles in with this banging type shit, homie, just to survive, homie, you know what I'm saying, and be able to help different family members, dog. So a lot of us was banging, but we had to really jump in the field of grinding to be able to provide for the lifestyles we live, for family members, and also back then niggas was helping homeboys way better than a nigga helping nigga then. I mean, now that's incarcerated, you know, the bread shit was way different, homie. So I'm just telling y'all young dudes, you grinding, homie. You know what I'm saying? Save some money, dog. Get your own shit, dog. Get out of mom's spot, dog. You know what I'm saying? Let you niggas banging, we picking up straps, we out here like we all that. Nigga gotta pick up his motherfucking bag and regulate his bread better, homie, and set itself up, homie. That's what real gangsters do, homie. Real gangsters, the mob motherfuckers, the motherfuckers is living on their own and shit, going to visit their mamas and taking gifts and shit like that, homie. So, you know, when you fucking with this shit, build a hell of a style with yourself with this shit, man. You know, build an independency up about yourself, homie. You know what I'm saying? And don't be afraid to snatch a female up, dog. You know, and establish yourself, homie. Whether if it don't even last long, you able to just build a foundation and learn from that foundation. You know what I'm saying? At my times, homie, a lot of females came through my program and hung with me. Whether they worked for me, they was able to work for themselves and better themselves for other relationships, other positions inside themselves, dog. So when you working and networking, it's for the build of both, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, dog, I'm just going to leave it like that, homie, on the grind status.